Good morning, and today we are off to Chichen Itza, and as you can hear, we are kind of in the jungle, and it is pretty awesome.
We are so excited to go check out some Mayan ruins today, but we heard that Chichen Itza, you can't actually take a lot of film there, so we're gonna be putting the tripod and the mic away. So we actually came to this super nice hotel in the hotel region of Chichen Itza because we heard that it is a very touristy Mayan ruin. So what we thought we should do is come here, stay the night, wake up early, go first thing in the morning before all the tourists get there.
Let's go to Chichen Itza.
Wow. Everyone's getting set up. There are already a lot of people here.
It's like a theme park.
And it's 8:30, like the park just opened.
We're here at Chichen Itza. First it was madness, and when you pay for the ticket, there are two separate tickets you have to pay for. You pay for state, you pay for federal.
It definitely is very touristy, but it actually is totally worth it. It is pretty cool to see it.
I think we totally could have brought the microphone in and the zoom lens in, but all these horror stories that I read online, I didn't want to get rejected, and we came all the way out here, and I didn't want to risk it. Also thinking getting here right when it opens and it'd be less busy was a joke. It's always gonna be busy. There's like 20 tour buses here already. You just take it with a grain of salt. At least you're here. Have you seen that thing? People lived there thousands of years ago, and we're walking here. Dogs that are just chilling on the pyramid are also kind of making this awesome. They're just hanging out. More power to them. I'm gonna go ahead and say that all these dogs that we're seeing, they're just old Mayan souls protecting their land. Because they're kind of just all over hanging out on the... Dooley-loo-ley-loo. Puppy. See, dogs just hanging out.
First settlements of the Mayan people were found to be around 750 BC, and these grand monuments were starting to get built around 500 BC, which is over 2,000 years ago. It blows my mind. But Chichen Itza was actually thought to be built around 600 to 900 AD. So these grounds have been around for a little over 1,000 years. This was their main capital. And then in about the 12th century, there was an attack by the Mayan, and it took over all of Chichen Itza. So the capital then transferred to Mayan. That's still being renovated and excavated right now, so we are still learning a lot about the ancient Mayan culture and the ancient Mayan traditions.
And we just found out through Google that actually the reason why you can't walk on the main pyramid or most of the ruins here is because an 80-year-old woman climbed up, slipped and fell, and died.
My hair up because my very curly long hair in this humidity is just going to blow up. Hot. Yeah. If you want to see more of those where Nick is sweaty, follow our Instagram at SimsOnTheGo for the Nick is Sweaty series, which I do quite often because he's sweaty even when it's cold.
Yeah.
Thing up for all the tourists that are already here, so they're a little late.
Way awesome. This is my excited face, by the way.
If you can't tell, he doesn't show too much emotion, but after 6+ years together, I've learned his emotion, and this actually is his excited face. I'll start translating his emotions for you, but I clearly have enough emotion for both of us.
If we never don't know, someone's gotta change.
So I just found out that we're walking up to the ball courts. This game started was started playing at 1400 BC. And if my history is correct, there were 2 hoops at either end, and they dribbled this ball thing up and back. There were 2 different teams, and whoever scored in the opposing bucket the most amount of buckets at the end of the game, that's who won. And I think they call it basketball, but it sounds very familiar. They're just balling, what can I say? They were balling before balling was cool.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that. We'll actually tell you what the history about this great
That was
court.
the real history. Don't be misled by her Google searches. This came straight from the noggin. Alright, I'm really gonna give you the history real quick. So it sounds a lot like American football, which I was actually not far off. It started in 1400 BC, and it was a game played with 2 to 6 people on each team, and they were both heavily padded, and they basically just had to get the ball from one end to the opposing end's pillars. Sounds like football to me. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of those things that I remember from like elementary school history class. So there's little rings in the middle of the court on each side, and I'm pretty sure that they had to get the ball through the hoop before they could score at their end zone, or whatever they called it. But if I'm right, let me know in the comments. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments.
This view does not get old. You just walk around a corner and you get to see the temple. It's so beautiful. So behind me is the temple, and if you Google search Chichen Itza, this will be what you see. But I just learned, and I probably should have known this before because apparently it's a very popular thing to know, but during the equinoxes twice a year in March and September, the shadows hit these angular steps right here. And the way that the shadow hits the steps, the Mayan used to think that that was Kukulkan, that's hard to say, which is the serpent god and one of the most revered gods in the Mayan culture, would come visit the temple twice a year during the equinoxes in March and September. It's hot.
It's toasty. So let's go jump into a cenote.
How's it? It's a little scarier because it's like pitch black. Let me show you.
I just have to say how cool that was. That was probably 20 or 30 feet underground. It's just crazy to think that someone found that. Someone like dug that hole down there so we could walk down there. So it's 80 pesos per person, so about $4 USD. Ever come out here towards Merida, definitely stop here. Cenote Chihuan. We'll put the correct name right here.
Now, off to Merida. Just got to our Airbnb in Merida, and it's so cute in here. This is such a great Airbnb. If you're interested, we'll put the link in the description below. But this Airbnb is perfect and has a great parking outside.
So we came to this place called Maya, and we were looking for traditional Mayan food, and it popped up on every list that I found.
So this is called a tamal calado. It's a Mayan tamale. And the difference between this and other tamales is that straining food is very much part of their tradition in the Mayan culture that's dating back for thousands of years. And this particular tamale, the masa is strained before, so that it kind of creates a thicker pudding-like masa before it's steamed. So that's what makes this a little bit different.
Oh, we got this combination of 4 Mayan Yucatan dishes, and the first one, it's called pavo and relleno negro. Why it's black is because 90% chili arbol. Alright, so the next one is cochinita pibil, which is slow roasted pork. It's cooked for a really long time in citrus juice. The acid and the citrus basically break down the protein out of sour-ish pork meat. So this next one is called pipian de pavo. Pipian, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I can't find a whole lot about it, but I know when I was looking up dishes that this was the one of 2 dishes that came up on every list to get. It's turkey and a pumpkin seed sauce, and that's exactly what it tastes like. Alright, this next one is called pavo y queso relleno. It's fried cheese with ground turkey in the middle of it with cheese sauce on the outside. So it's just cheese with turkey. It's probably gonna hurt Sam's stomach because she's a little lactose, but I know she's not gonna be mad about it later. The best part, handmade, fresh tortillas. Lady right behind Sam is making tortillas by hand. No tortilla press, by hand. Yeah.
You look good?
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's feast. That was incredible. Very different.
So I just had to make a new note on my phone for the best food that we've had around the world. And this Chichen Itza pavil is truthfully the best thing I've had in Mexico. Like, it's literally the greatest thing we've had in Mexico. So for the 400th time in the last 6 days, we got stuck in the rain. This Airbnb is $27 a night. So that left us with
$48.
which was the cost of Chichen Itza. If you have a car, you also have to pay for parking. But if you get there before 8:30 a.m., like we did, you don't need to pay for parking because there's plenty of street parking as you drive into the main area of Chichen Itza.
We did a DIY Google search self-guided tour, which was great.
It was great
A lot
and free.
more work because we had to research everything and then rehearse it 20 times to tell you because we kept messing up words and pronunciations.
So because we had already accounted for the fact that it was going to be more money than our daily costs, we decided to put that into a different savings bucket that we accounted for, which you can also see in our savings video right here. Tomorrow is going to be another great day here in Merida, and we can't wait to take you with us. Adios!
Different history.